bows to who?
Nobody gon' stop me.
Kong bows to no one.
Hey, how thrilling was it for you to be a part of this amazing film? It's huge on the screen. There's a lot going on. Had to be exciting, but how thrilling was it for you?
Well, I loved every second of it. I hadn't really done a big event movie or matinee type, like exciting adventure movie since Tarzan, which was 5 years ago now. So it was an itch I had to scratch. Like I was really excited about this. And I knew Adam Wingard, the filmmaker, from years back. And he's obviously a very talented filmmaker, but also a really nice guy. So when he called and said like, hey, do you want to go to Hawaii and do this crazy thing with us? Without a doubt, I was just like 100%, of course I want to do that. And it was almost cathartic in a way to just after, I worked on some more quite intense subject matters, more intimate, character-driven pieces lately. So it was so fun to go and just be a kid again.
There has to be a certain adrenaline rush to being in a movie like this. Everybody is excited about this. The whole world is waiting for this, including myself. You're actually in it, my brother. And so is that the adrenaline rush? Tell me about that.
You know what? I have to say something that is going to make everybody envious. We go through 3 different types of ride, 3 different rushes. 3 different exciting moments. When we read the script, there's so much rush in it. And when we shoot the film, there's a double rush to that, and then triple rush when we see the final result. So it's like a full, beautiful ride. And it's just an honor to be a part of this type of franchises, because of the beautiful casts that they've been in the past, as part of this. As part of these films, and I just, I feel that I'm part of history now.
How excited are you that the movie is finally here? I mean, this is like what I'm calling a greatest hits type film. You've got Godzilla, you've got Kong, you've got the cast. You're back. How excited are you?
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, having waited a year for this, or even over a year for this to come out, it's I'm definitely ready for everyone to see it. I have to keep my mouth shut and keep secrets from everyone. So I'm ready to be able to speak about it finally.
Are you a fan of these big monster movies? I mean, even going back to like the classics where they look like claymation characters. I love watching these.
I love it. Just the originals, seeing the progression from the beginning to now, it's so cool. It really goes to show how much cinema has changed, but the desire of making things out of the box, and how I love stop motion. The way that these movies have been made, it's run the gamut, like from stop motion to a bad fake suit of a monkey. Like but it just shows the passion for the characters and the belief in this universe, and I'm so grateful that I get to be in the cooler version of it.
Tell me about the first day of filming. I mean, what was it like to look around and see this greatness? It looks like huge on the screen. I can't even imagine what it was like to walk on the set and see that.
Enormous. You can't believe it. I mean, my first day I think was on location. I think we were in Hawaii, and so it was in the jungle. It was outside. It was all it was very beautiful. But when we got to Australia and we started doing the work on the sets, I kind of was bowled over, honestly. I mean, it's very rare that you walk onto a set. You often, as an actor, you have no idea when they call you to set what you're going to walk into. You haven't seen any pictures before or anything like that. And it was like the hollow earth was the size of a football pitch and was really extraordinary. It was great.
Kaylee, I am so excited for you. This is your very first movie ever.
Thank you. Yep.
I mean, what do your friends and your family think about you being in a movie like this?
They're very supportive of me. They've been able to help me, and giving me the oohs and the ahs in my family. They've just supported me the entire time and helped me and I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be able to get there without them.
What do you do as the director to get ready?
Well, the first thing I did when I even knew that making this film was a possibility is I sat down and I rewatched all the Godzilla films in chronological order from start to finish. And I did the same thing with all the King Kong movies, except for the one with in the 80s where they had the heart transplant. I didn't rewatch that one. Sorry, but
It's okay.
So, like that was my experiences. It was a really rewarding and helpful one because, like these films have done so many different things over the years, and somehow there's like a weird consistency to it. I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's been so many takes on the character, and yet we still feel like it's the same character. The MonsterVerse version of Godzilla, for instance, is different than all the different versions of Godzilla that's come before, but we still accept him as Godzilla. It doesn't feel just like a new character at all. There's still the heart of it is always consistent. And so seeing that was interesting, and also seeing the trajectory of these films changing over the years. And the MonsterVerse has done something kind of organically similar to the original Showa series, which, you start in a very grounded, serious place for the time, and then you progressively get crazier and more psychedelic and wacky and fun and more popcorn. And that's exactly what we're doing. And, I get to reap the rewards of all the guys that's come before me, and I get to make the wildest monster fest of them all.
No spoilers in this interview, but
No.
I'm going to just ask the question. Are you the bad guy?
I am a guy. That's what I am.
All right, another funny question for you. If you could have one of these characters as a pet, who would it be? Would it be Kong or would it be Godzilla?
I think having Godzilla would be quite interesting, especially with the atomic nuclear fire breath. Could be disastrous, but it's also quite a nice party trick, isn't it? If you have a pet who can do that. So I'd probably go for Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah, and if you got mad at your neighbor, then
You just like you can have Godzilla breathe nuclear fire through his mouth on their lawn. Yeah.
my next question is, who should we be cheering for? No spoilers.
Oh, I'm a Kong man, all the way. Ever since I was a kid. Yeah.
So when I ask you the question, and I've asked your entire cast this, and I'm going to ask you this, Demian, if you could have one of them as a pet, Godzilla? Yeah, I know. Okay, cool. You should hear the answers I'm getting today. Alexander said Godzilla because if he gets mad at his neighbor, he could have him shoot fire at him. I'm like, you'll also get arrested. But
I'm sorry, Alexander has terrible neighbors. My neighbors are great.
Yeah, you know what? There's a deeper issue there maybe with him. But who would you choose? Would you choose Godzilla or Kong for your pet?
I have Godzilla because if he sneezes at any time of the day, I have a lot of wood around here. You know what I mean? So forget about that. I will have Kong as my, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Kong all the way.
What was it like to jump back into the role of Madison? There were a couple of years in between the films, and you jump back into it. Excellent, by the way. Great job. But what was it like as an actress to jump back into a role like that?
I always found it quite difficult to jump back into something that happened maybe 2 years ago. And I've experienced that quite a bit, even with Stranger Things, because I started the show when I was 10. And then you don't film again season 2 until you're 12. And then you don't film season 3 until you're 14. And then now I'm 17 and I'm filming, so you're having to go back and watch your stuff and kind of immerse yourself back into that character and really kind of memorize your body language again and jump back into a character that was once so real to you. So I, with this character, felt like I needed to watch King of the Monsters again, read the script over, really kind of develop a person, because in King of the Monsters, she wasn't fully grown. She hadn't found her voice and who she was and what she believed in. So this film, I got to actually kind of create her a bit more, which was really nice. But jumping back into her was so exciting. There's a lot going on. So as far as like thrill factor for you, looking around and seeing what's going on, was it like kind of like I'm going to pitch myself that this is really happening?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it always, you know, when you're an actor and you get the chance, especially for me being a girl that came from Mexico City, that I never thought I could be able to even be in Hollywood, period. And it never ceased to amaze you. Like, it's just so cool. Like, I remember watching it at Legendary, and it was the first movie I saw in a long, long time in the movie theaters. And just coming out of it and being like, wow, I'm part of this film. That's bananas. It's just such a large scale of a film, and I felt so proud to see also Demian in there and seeing like a Latino gang just in such an iconic film. I'm very honored.
When you found out you were a part of this, what was your first reaction?
I think I giggled. That's the honest answer. I think my agent called me up and was like, okay, so you've got an offer. Are you ready for this? It's Godzilla versus Kong. And I just went, huh?
This question is for both of you. And Kaylee, I'm going to start with you. If you could have one of these as a pet, either Godzilla or Kong, and I already see the laugh on Rebecca's face. If you could have any of these as a pet, who would you choose and why? Kaylee, you're up first.
I would definitely choose Kong, because if I had Godzilla, I think it would just be a little bit more destructive. Kong, and I think I'd be a little bit more scared. I'm used to Kong now by this time, you know. Godzilla is a little bit more scary.
Kong or Godzilla, who's your pet and why?
Kong.
Okay. Now, Alexander said he would do Godzilla so he could shoot things at his neighbors that make him angry with a fire and things like that. So
he's got a point. He's got a point. But I think Kong would be, you know, on balance, more cuddly.
What makes this different for you, this movie experience?
I've never been a part of this genre. You know, I have done science fiction before, but never fantasy in such a way. You know, this is a different level of everything. It was just, you know, I wanted to do this so badly. And I also had a great opportunity to do an entirely different character that, you know, from other things that I played before. So it's a win-win situation. It was a whole package together.
What were the challenges? I didn't ask you that last time we spoke. You know, when you're filming, what are the challenges to getting that done? No secrets on this one, but I'm just curious, like, what are you looking at?
Oh, what are we looking at? I mean, we're looking usually at a tennis ball or a green X. Sometimes we look at people. Sometimes it's like the camera. We have a matte box and you put X's on the camera, which is cool. But for me, I'm looking at Godzilla. I'm looking at King Kong. That's what I tell myself, you know. It helps a little bit. So I found myself definitely trying to pretend that I wasn't looking at a tennis ball. But yeah, but sometimes it really helped. What I found was when you played sound effects over. Like, so we got a big speaker on set and we'd play the sound effects of the monsters, which helped.
I'm going to give you the camera and set your character up for everybody that's getting ready to watch this Godzilla Kong amazing film.
I'm a woman in the movie. Yeah, I play Maya Simmons, who basically runs Point for Apex. She is an executive at the company, and she's also a pilot, and she's very smart, and I think a little bit of a know-it-all. And she gets on the joyride with Alexander and Rebecca's characters on this journey, and we get to know a little bit more about her throughout the movie and understand why is she there and why is she crucial for it.
I'm going to give you the camera. I'm going to let you talk to the fans that are watching this right now, and I'm going to let you get them ready to watch Godzilla versus Kong. Floor is yours.
Well, listen, you know, I know that everybody has an opinion on who's going to win. But at the very least, whether you agree with what we do or not, you're not going to have to argue with each other ever again, because there's a definitive winner. And from now on, you can win any argument about who's going to win in a fight with Godzilla versus Kong by just pointing at this movie. We go there, we do it for you. So I hope you all enjoy it.